Hello, good evening. Oh gosh, I'm so used to good evening. Good afternoon and welcome to Tell Me About It with me, Esi K, here at Peny Radio. So I'm very sorry I missed last week's episode and I really missed you guys very much. I really did. I hope you did too. And I'm in Kwa. So for today's episode, it's going to be something different from what we always do. And we have a guest, just like we told you we would be having. And for a quick intro, I'd like to introduce our guest. But for that, before I do that, let me just talk about the show. For those of you who do not know about the show, so this is a show where we talk about basically everything and nothing at the same time, just our life and then circumstances and everything. For today's episode, we are going to talk about career, finding your career path or your career, the reasons and everything. But let me first introduce the guest. So our guest for today is a counselor, a trained one, a professional one. He is a teacher as well. You know, teachers, they really do those kind of things at the Tema Technical Institute. He is also a member of the Ghana Academy of Christian Counselors, that is GACC, and he is an author of the book Discovering Your Career, which happens to be similar to the topic we are going to talk about today. So I must say, I read the book Discovering Your Career and I really did love the book. It helped me know one or two things about the steps to go through to find my career. But then this time around, I want you to also get to know about your career, find your career path, and then so without much ado, let me just welcome him on board, Mr. Seth Annorson. Welcome to Tell Me About It.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you doing?
By grace, I'm fine.
Oh, great. We thank God. But how are you feeling as well?
Cool.
Great. So, without much ado, I think we should just start with today's topics. But our first question, the first question I'd like to ask you is, how would you define the word career? Since we are going to talk about career, I'd like you to define the word career from your perspective for us.
Okay, simply put, I would say it is a work profession that one is trained for.
Okay.
And it is normally to take the whole of your life.
Okay.
A life's journey. Profession that one is trained for, that the person also intends to follow.
Okay.
For the whole of his life or her life.
Okay. So career is something we intend to follow for the rest of our lives. Okay, cool, not bad. But what are some of the factors to consider as humans when choosing a career? Because you said it's something for life, right? So which means there are some factors we would need to follow when we are choosing the career we want to, right?
Yeah, because thank you. If you want to get into any career or profession, like I said, it is a profession that one is trained for, and the person is likely to follow it the whole of his life. And going through something the whole of his life, there are some factors or some things that you have to consider.
Okay.
Number one, I would say your interest.
Interest.
What are the things that you are interested in?
Okay.
Things that you like doing. Things that attracts you.
Okay.
Things that it easily attracts your attention. When you are doing it, you love it, you like it.
Okay.
That is your interest. You must also consider your values.
Okay.
Your values, things that you cherish. Values, for instance, if you're that disciplined person,
okay,
it's likely it will link you to career areas where there is a lot of disciplinary work.
Okay. Such as?
A receptionist.
Okay.
The security services.
Okay.
Armed forces. Or secretary.
Okay.
It requires a lot of disciplinary, because if you are the type who is that relaxed and everything goes, you would always have issues.
Okay.
You must also consider, talk about values, then you must also consider your passion. Passion is that strong desire to do something.
Okay.
It could be positive or negative, but here I want to concentrate on the positive side.
Okay.
That strong desire to do something. Somebody has a strong desire to sing, to help people. Is always happy when people he finds that somebody's problem is solved.
Okay.
That desire. Somebody's passion is to have young guys around him,
Okay.
to train them, to see them get to a certain place. Then a key area that many of us neglect is our personality.
Oh, our personality.
Because our personality links directly to our career.
Okay.
Personality, who you are, the kind of traits that you have, it links to the career that, let me say, you can do well in. Very important.
Okay. Okay, so as you just heard, for us to know our career, the factors for us to consider when picking a career is the interest, the values, our passion, and most importantly, our personality. Whoa. So we have a lot of questions for you today.
There are other factors, but these are the major ones that
we need to know. Okay, sure.
We want to look at.
Okay. But you, since we're talking about career, I would like to know what informed your choice of career, such as, because this is a part of counseling. This is where you are teaching and telling us. So, what informed your choice of career? What made you think you can help other people become who they are, as like personality-wise?
Oh, thank you. Growing up in the secondary school teacher training college, I always found myself trying to help people to solve their problems.
Okay.
When I see somebody having a problem, trying to find a way. Why is this person behaving this way? What can I do to help the person to come out? What can I do to let the person be happy? Why? So trying to find out. Then when I got to the university, as a teacher, you do education. And one of the courses in that program was counseling.
Okay.
While the lecturer was teaching, or in the course of the program, I realized that I found myself, let me say, in that particular course, counseling. I love it so much that I didn't struggle to pass.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes we have a quiz, a quiz at 4:30. I will take the book around 3 o'clock, just go through, glass through, then I pass. I was so much interested in it, so I found a way to befriend the lecturer, to find out more about counseling.
Okay.
So if that is my area, that is what I have the passion for, or why not? So I began finding out from people what is counseling about. Then I remember some friends, not one, not two, some friends said, "Now who names your counselor?"
Okay.
Then I came to myself. I said, "Eish." I said, "Why are you saying this? Oh, when you were in school, you did this. You helped me out of this. You directed me this. You did this. You did this." So I realized, no, this is an area I have to work on. I have to study more, get into. So after my first degree, I decided to major in counseling.
Wow.
So that is why I got into that area. Even though I was teaching, I realized there's an aspect of teaching that I can really zero in and, let me say, specialize.
Wow. Amazing. So thanks to your friends and then your teacher and then a course in the university, you were able to find your path and in your career. Wonderful. Well, we have another question here which says, why do you love, what makes you love the job you do very well? Because, sometimes we may pick career choices or path and then realize that we don't really love what we're doing. So what would make someone love the career he or she is doing, and then what would make the person want to push and then do more for the career? I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, remember I was talking about passion.
Yeah, passion.
Or that interest. I was so much interested in, let me say, the young ones, TH. So when I was teaching the GHS, those big boys, they were my friends.
Oh, okay.
Let me say this, boys that people say naughty.
Oh, okay, the bad boys.
I wanted to find out why they were behaving
that way,
in a particular way, befriend them, and help them out of that situation.
Okay.
Now back to the question. He said,
the love for the work.
And when they come out, I see results.
Okay.
The reason why I help this guy has been fulfilled. I get excited. There is some kind of joy, so fulfillment. When I realize I've been able to help somebody out of a situation, I get so excited, so much joy, satisfied. Many are that something has been done
about someone.
I've helped somebody.
Nice shot. Okay. So we have a question here as well. That's what do you consider a successful career? Because if you look at the society we have here, it's either you want to, your parents or relatives or whatever it is, you're supposed to be either a doctor, a teacher, a nurse. Like there are these careers that are set for you to become. So if you don't become that, society makes it look like the other career path you've chosen is wrong. So with something like that, does it mean that your career is not a successful one because you're not towing the line of what is assumed to be a successful career?
People measure success in so many ways.
Okay.
Somebody will say if you have built a house, you have cars, and success. But I would look at it this way. All those things are good because they help in life. But there are some doing some kind of work, or they are in certain careers that they are really not happy. There is no fulfillment. They struggle with it. They are doing it because they have to do it. There's no fulfillment. Somebody is doing a particular thing, is so much excited. People see it to be very small. He's so much fulfilled. He's been able to make so much impact into lives of people. It's okay with it.
Okay.
That's why I say success is measured by so many angles. But if you're able to impact so much, if you're able to bring people out of their challenges or their problems, and they be able to, let me say, find their purpose, or find what they are up to, it's okay.
So a man's success is relative, I guess. So we are here with Mr. Seth Annorson, and then we are talking about career. What is your career path? So what are your thoughts about mistakes in career? Because when we are choosing a career path, definitely we are going to make mistakes. And one thing I realize is whatever you do in life, you're going to make mistakes along the way. So what do you think about mistakes in career? Because some people lose their jobs because of the mistakes they made in their career path, and then some are not able to go forward because they think they're going to make mistake in a career path. So what are your thoughts on mistakes when it comes to career?
Yeah, there is a possibility of people making mistakes in their career choice. Sometimes for instance, BEC, after BEC, formerly it was before BEC, people chose their courses that they want to study at the secondary school. These days it's after. There are some parents who want to live their dreams in their children. I wanted to be a doctor. I couldn't. I wanted to be a pharmacist, an engineer. I couldn't. So by all means, I want my child to be a doctor. That child has a different personality. It's not that kind of person. So when this child gets into the area that the parents wants to him or her to get to, it wouldn't enjoy. It will struggle through. Sometimes people go into an area because of friends' influence. Sometimes prestige. In our society, we have certain careers that we see it to be very prestigious. You are this. Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. Oh, that's great. We love it. Oh, wow. And there are some careers too. Oh, okay. That's how we see it.
Like I'm a cleaner at the bathhouse.
Yes. Yeah. So, assuming somebody maybe made a wrong choice, there is a way out. It will be when he comes to himself, like the prodigal son. Does some assessment, identify where he or she feels that he can do better, organizes himself, and preferably see a counselor. He'll be able to come back to his area.
Okay. So it means that there's no right or wrong, and then there's never too late for anything in life. There's never too late for anything. Good, great. Okay. So I think before
let me add that I met this doctor whose father says he wants him to be a doctor.
Okay.
But growing up, the child wanted to be a computer engineer.
Ooh.
I know many of us frown on technical education.
Okay.
So he said, no, I want you to be a doctor. After medical school, even those of us who go for 4 years and 3 years, look at the challenges that we have.
Yeah.
Medical school, 6 years, 7th year, housemanship, you want to specialize something else. Having gone through these 7 years, this person says he has become a doctor for his father.
Wow.
They didn't go to the hospital. He found money to study computer engineering.
Wow.
So you see, there are many people, many, can give countless examples. Some go, even there are some in the educational sector. Some people are teachers who are not supposed to be teachers. Some are nurses who are not supposed to be nurses.
That is a perfect route here.
Yeah. So many of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you find out this is my area, I know somebody who was a teacher and she was not enjoying what she was doing. Later, she decided to get into business. Now, if we are to go into the personality types and career, realize that it links to this person was that enterprising. He was that type of person. He was not used to the classroom staying at people seeing. No. That business type.
Oh, okay.
Went into business, got to shops and things. Doing so well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sure.
you make a mistake, you can make a U-turn. There's a chance for you.
Okay.
Come back.
Okay, so we have a question on YouTube from Richmond, and then it says that I like to teach, and as a result, do it even if the pay is nothing. But then I'm happy aside the money. So he's asking if he's on the right career path because he loves to teach, and then the pay is not really enough, or like quote unquote, is not enough for his whatever it is. But then if he's asking if he's on the right path because he loves to teach.
Yeah. If you love to do something, you can easily grow or develop in that area.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know your qualification
Okay.
because your qualification.
My personal.
I'm talking about the questioner.
Okay.
Your qualification also determine, let me say, your position or your rank that you will put to in the teaching.
Okay.
Now, whatever be the case, you can still start with the teaching and be doing other things. Let me say, in this present generation, it's not advisable. At least Koro has come to teach us that it's not advisable to depend on one job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Besides that, even the career, there are different people can do so many things at the same time, which are still within their interest.
Area. Okay. I was about to ask that particular question if it was actually good for someone to do more than like one or two things at the same time, because someone may want to work daytime and then nighttime, like with two different things. But since you've already said it means that it's not really bad to have two career choice.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know if time will permit me to go through the personality types relating to the career.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, research has given us shown I think six. This man John Holland, and we know we have
John
this
Holland,
kind of people who are, we call them realistic people,
Realistic
personalities. They are the kind of people who love to work with tools.
Okay.
Animals.
Okay.
Plants. They are we call them doers. They are practical people. They love doing things with their hands. Now, this kind of people, when they are able to identify their area, you find them getting more into the engineering area, or let me say technical, working with two technical people, civil engineering, architecture, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, stuff like that. Then agric area, working with plants, working with animals, agric extension officer, veterinary officer. You find them with plants and animals. Then another group we also call the investigative type.
Okay.
Or some people call them intelligent. They are, let me say, thinkers. We call them thinkers.
Is that not a bad thing?
Thinkers. And not the thinking kind of, let me say, the worry kind of thinking.
Oh, okay.
But thinking type of people who are, let me say, analytical.
Okay.
Always trying to solve problems, finding out solutions, asking why is this thing happening this way? What can I do to find? So these people, you find out that they are very much interested in science and math areas.
Okay.
Problem solving. Very analytical, finding out why is something happening. Like in this corona era, You find some people in the labs finding out why the virus changes from country to country, continent to country. They don't understand. They want to find reasons. So you find these people getting more into, let me say, research. They become researchers. If they get into academia, professors, lecturers, if they get into the security services, for instance, CID, Criminal Investigation Department, or National Security, things, Bureau of BNI, people trying to research, investigate, find out why some things are. If they get into teaching, you find them more into sciences, become a scientist, sort of. Then we have another group of people we call the artistic personality. The artistic people, let me say, they are creators. They are creators. These creators, they create things. Actors. Writers. Because they can create stories. Poets. So give somebody a story, you will create something out of it. They will act as if they've been rehearsing for so long. Music, art, drawing, designers. So you find these people getting into fashion designing, becoming artists, becoming writers, poets, playwrights, more in entertainment areas. We find these people because they are creators, designers, and so on. Then we also have the social personalities. Now the social personalities are, we call them helpers. Helpers, they are people who always want to help. You go to a hospital, and there's an emergency, you find 2 nurses there. You find one, by the time you finish narrating your story, that there is an accident, the person is at the park. By the time you finish, the person is already there. Where is he? Where is he? Bring a stretcher. Solve it. That person really wants to help. Another person may be there fidgeting with the phone. What happened? Why did you get the accident? It's now thinking that person is not supposed to be there. Helpers, they always want to help. Now, you find these people to be social workers, teachers, counselors. They get into psychology. They get into, let me say, helping professions. Human resource. Always wanting to help. Sometimes they even become lawyers. People finding out solutions. They solve more social problems. Even journalism. Trying to solve social problems. Finding out. There is a problem. Somebody can just go and take somebody's problem and just to solve it. They are excited when that thing is done. They are okay with that. Then we also have the enterprising kind of person or personality. They are people who can sell their ideas. They can tell you that no matter what, their idea is the best. Convince you. Let you know that what they are doing is super. Politicians. Everybody feels his policy is the best. His or her policy is okay. They'll give you reasons why their policy is very good. Explain to you, convince you. These people can be very good insurance agents. Tell you why you must go into a particular product or get a particular product. Salespersons, business people. Look at our brothers who sell shoes. When you go there, if you're a lady, also, director, they are trying to convince you
to buy.
The convincing type. They become marketers too, very good marketers. They can sell. Sometimes a mother or a father will leave a shop for a child. By the time he or she comes back, the child has been able to sell so much, even more than when the father or mother was around. Because of the way you will receive the customers. Sometimes you enter a supermarket, you have not made up your mind to buy so much. Then somebody comes, hello. The person takes a basket and follows you, trying to convince you. If you are not careful, you leave with a basket full of items which you've not planned for.
Impossible.
They're the enterprising kind of people. They can sell, they do business. They are very good at it. Then we have the conventional people. The conventional people are people who the enterprising people, we call them convincers or persuaders. Then conventional people are people who, let me say, we call them organizers. They obey rules and regulations. You tell them sit here, they'll sit there.
They are the office type of people.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that's
Rules
right.
and regulations. You find them a lot in the security services. Obey before complain. Very disciplined. Receptionists, secretaries. They are also interested in taking details, records. Very particular about records, details. Accountants, auditors. You think that you've done so much in your book, and an auditor will come and tell you you left this thing out. They are into details. That is how they are. Want to see the details of everything. So these conventional people can become accountants, they can become auditors, they can even the security services, receptionists, secretaries, this installing of gadgets, because they follow rules. So I've talked about the conventional people, I've talked about the social people, the artistic,
the realistic,
the social type, and the enterprising. So these 6 areas.
Okay.
That's the personality.
Okay.
Now, if you know who you are, you can easily get into this area because it is related to your career.
Okay.
Somebody may find himself having about 2 or 3. There's nothing wrong with it. That is how you are. That is how you are.
That was my next question.
That's how you are.
Okay.
So, so such a person, I would say, for instance, if you are starting live or you want to find your area, start with the dominant one.
Oh, okay.
There's a particular area that you love so much. Even when you are sleeping and somebody wakes you up, you can easily get there. Start with that. As time goes on, you can pick on the next
other one.
There's nothing wrong having 2 or 3 careers.
I was about to ask.
At the end of the month, I can't boom. And it really comes. Because there's a second career, a third career, but you start with the dominant one, depending on maybe the factors that will favor it.
Okay. Okay. I see. Gotcha. So we have some comments from Ike Asante, and he said, "God bless you so much, Mr. Annorson. Thank you for being an inspiration to we the youth. I will forever be grateful." Probably there's something for him. Who knows? Ike Asante.
I've taught many people.
Oh, okay. So we have another comment from Sylvester. And then he says, "Great job, Mr. Seth Annorson. Thanks for touching on the point about parents wanting to live their dreams through their children. Parents must have their children discover their passion and gifts." Yeah. And then thank you, Mr. Oh, whoa, you're just getting thanks. So many thanks. Thank you, Mr. Annorson, for this insight. God richly bless you. Okay. So, as we're talking, you spoke about we seeking counselors for advice. I wanted to ask, who do we seek advice from? But then you spoke about counselors, and then I'd like to know how easily accessible it is, because with us here in Ghana, it's quite difficult for us to just walk up to someone and then want to talk about our problems with. So how do we overcome such a situation? What do we do when we find it difficult to talk to someone about what we are going through? Because there are some introverts, some would find it difficult, and then like the personalities you talked about, it may be difficult for someone to just find the dominant one, because maybe all the ones we mentioned are quite the same on the same platter. I may love writing the same way I may love singing. So how do I find that this is the dominant one? Because probably if you wake me up at dawn to sing, I'll wake up and I'll sing. If you wake me up at dawn to play the music, I'll wake up. So how do I find out, okay, this is the dominant one, so I should start with this and then later move on to like the next one? How do I do that?
The dominant one, I was talking about interest. You realize that you have so much interest, you can do so many things, but there's one particular one that you love so much. You love it. It's as if let me say your whole being is made up of that thing.
Okay.
Start with it.
Okay.
You asked me a question how I found my career.
Yeah.
I began teaching.
Okay.
But somewhere along the line, I realized that I didn't even know that it was counseling that I was doing. Wanted to help. Currently, I love the counseling even more than the teaching.
Yeah. Okay.
So look at you to help you do it. Write all the things that you can do.
Okay.
Your abilities. It's an area that I didn't add. Your ability, something that you you don't struggle doing. You when you are doing it, you do so well. Well, you can sing, write it, singing. You can teach, write.
Okay.
I can act, write it. You can maybe analyze things, write it.
Okay.
Then maybe among all this, which one do I like doing very well?
Oh, okay.
Or I like it. Then you draw your scale of preference. Maybe even though the fourth some number 4, but you realize that the number 4 you like doing the number 4 more than the number 1. You can find. So how do I go about it? If you're in school now, every school has a counselor. At least the second cycles, every school has a professional.
I was about to say I don't think my school has a counselor.
Yeah, interestingly, I also never identified mine when I was in secondary school.
Okay.
But now, looking at the changing system, a counselor has been placed, at least in the secondary school. In the basic schools too, there are.
Yeah, some schools have it.
Yeah, there are. Those who do not have, at least their headmistress or their head teachers can help them, because the head teachers are also been given some kind of training.
Okay.
But maybe because of their job, they give it to someone to help. So when you approach any of these people, at least they can guide you.
Okay.
At the university too, I know every university has a counseling unit, but many times we don't.
I doubt my school has one.
Yeah.
I would have to go and search if my school has. I doubt.
You find every time. Well, let me say, in our part of the world, in this country, we are now realizing the importance of counseling.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We are now realizing. Sometimes people get or look for counselors at the moment or the time when things are getting out of hands.
Okay.
When they feel that we cannot do anything, let me look for somebody to help me.
Okay.
And what the counselors can do is only to manage it.
Okay.
But counselors prefer the preventive approach.
Oh, okay.
We see that this is coming because this person is doing this particular area. These things are likely to come. So why don't you do it this way? A, B, C. Then we'll guide you. But sometimes people, boys, one chill small. They go and they hit, then they come back. And if you're not fortunate to hit, and it may be a hard one.
Okay.
So schools have, even churches have. You can trust them. So by always.
Okay.
And when you go, be bold. Go. This is my problem. What can I do? Help me out.
Okay. So we have a question from Prince Atta. He says, how do we find the balance between having a natural gift and working with that alone, and honing that gift through formal education or following a mentor? So he's trying to figure out how to find the balance between natural gifts and then working with a natural gift. So let's say I have a talent or an ability to do something, a skill to do something. How does he find the balance between that or like having like an educational something? You know, sometimes I may have an interest in something that I'm not even studying. For instance, I'm studying this course, but then I have an interest in psychology. I have an interest in probably something so abstract from what I do. So he's asking, how do you find the balance between the natural gifts that you have and then working with that alone? At the same time, you hone that gifts through formal education. So probably he has found it and then he wants to go through a formal education. So how does he find the balance between something he did and then all that?
Like I was talking about your abilities, or maybe the gifts that you have.
Yeah.
Even teaching. There are many people have gone to the training college or they've done the education they are teaching.
Okay.
But not all of them are teachers.
Oh, okay.
They can be teaching because they've had the training. Let me say there are teachers and there are teachers.
Yeah.
There are nurses and there are nurses.
nurses.
Some may, like the guy is saying, it's a natural thing. The person has the flair. He doesn't struggle with it.
Okay.
Now, if you realize that this is an area that you don't struggle with it, it can be an area leading to a career. What you have to do is to get some education, some training.
Okay.
If you have money, you can go to the university or have some training to develop it. And sometimes some of the areas that we don't even consider so much, the area that gives us so much money.
I see.
Because you feel, oh, this is just, I do it naturally.
For fun.
Somebody weaving. Meanwhile, he's getting so much from there. So it can be an interest area or it's a gift. You can acquire some. Like I said, I began as a teacher. Before I realized that what I was doing was
Counseling.
I was more into counseling. So for me to be more professional or to do it in a better way, I decided to major in that area. So I went for further studies to know more about counseling.
Okay. We have a message from Isaac Oko, and he's saying, "Thank you, Deacon." Oh, I Deacon Seth Annorson. You are a blessing to Omega Community Church.
Yeah,
oh, I think I'm. Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we still have some questions, and then everything boils down to money. That is what some people believe. So they would want to know how to balance between wanting money, or wanting to find their passion or fulfillment in work. So do they choose to go in for money, or should we choose to go in for our passion, fulfillment, or work? So what should we do if we find ourselves in a situation where?
Well, it can be taken in different angles.
Okay.
You might be doing something that you don't have the passion for. It's giving you money. Fine. At least, let me say, to survive, man for survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then,
safe aside.
You have identified a particular area, your personality or your interest. You can start the training in that. Start doing that. With time, that area can also give you money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because if you stop it immediately, that is the only thing that you are doing. It will not help you. I would encourage that.
Oh, okay.
So you are doing. If what you are doing now is what you enjoy doing and it's giving you money, go ahead. But if it is not what you have the passion for, that you have the major interest, you still be doing it. I'll be finding out a way to get into your major interest or your career area. Then grow it, develop it, have some training, some education in it, and move on.
Okay. So
I was talking about. I know somebody who wasn't trained as a caterer.
Okay.
But the person she loves cooking.
Okay.
Sometimes I tell her, as for you and cooking, she loves cooking. She's making money out of cooking now.
Okay.
She sells. She's getting orders. That is her interest, and the kind of food that she cooks. It's as if she's been to a catering school. She loves it. She's making money out of it. Meanwhile, she didn't have that training as a caterer.
A caterer. Okay. Gotcha.
Naturally, she doesn't love it. She's happy when people are eating. People eat her food.
She's just happy. Okay, so what do you do? So let's say you found out that your parents, I want to be a musician, but then my parents are so much against me being a musician because there's this stereotype in Ghana that if you're a musician, you're a bad person and all that. So my parents are probably against me being a musician. So what do I do as an individual to break away from the stereotype with the parents and then society? Because society gives us those rules and then it looks like we are supposed to confine and then stay within them. So how do I break away from it if I want to be a musician, but then my parents are against it? That is just an example, like musician. But what do I do if my parents are against something I want to do, but then social wise it's not really?
But it's quite challenging when that happens. I have met students whose parents want them to. I remember there was this student who at the career program, the father is an accountant, the mother is a lawyer. The father wants him to be an accountant, the mother wants her to be a lawyer. But she wants to get into home econs.
That is
at that level. I would say talk to your parents, let them know your interests. This is what I'm more interested in. You can go further, talk to your teacher or your head of school.
Okay.
They will invite the parents. These are the strength of your child. We feel that when she pursues this particular area, she can do better than going and coming back.
Okay.
I have met people who were not interested in technical education
because
people look down upon it. They go and they come back. They said that I want something to do with my hands. I'm not comfortable with that one-way thing. So that person should talk to the parents. If the parents are not too convinced, look for an elderly person either in church or in the society to draw their parents' attention to it.
Okay.
That would help. And Above all, I would say pray about it, so that God will touch your
Parents'
parents, the
heart.
heart of the parents,
True.
to understand you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, would it be better for one to choose career over money, or money over career? I don't know if you get what I mean. So,
It's similar to the first one.
yeah,
actually.
yeah. But I want to know if it would be better for you to choose career. As in, I'm choosing my career. Like, I've chosen this career path. I should choose this career path, or I should choose this money. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I would say in life, life is not all money, 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 money. You can get all the money, but how much impact have you been able to make on people? What kind of impact, positive impact? So, well, I would say, as you do it well, the money would come. As you do it well, at the beginning, it may not seem so attractive that is yielding, but with time, if you do it well, it will grow, it will yield money. You get to a particular stage that the money will be flowing.
Oh, okay. We have a comment from Isaac Asante. He said, I should tell you he is your own prodigal son, Isaac Yamwa Asante. And then I should tell you that he loves you very, very much.
Okay, I get it.
Okay. Yeah. So, what are the limitations for career change? Can you elaborate that? Because I think I saw that in your book. You talked about we have limitations to career change. I don't know if you have anything to say about the limitations probably we put on ourselves or others put on us. What can you say about the limitations of career change and how we can career change? Like, probably I want to switch from this career to another career because I've realized that I don't really have that much interest in this. So what are the limitations?
I'm getting so much money from this particular one. I'm not happy with it.
Exactly.
So what do I do?
Yeah.
Then I will lose the money. So that money factor can be a limitation.
Okay, money.
Yeah, that money factor can be a limitation. Even our society, family can also be a limitation.
Okay.
What are you, Charlie? I did a no wage. Why have you stopped? But the person is not fulfilled in what he's doing. He's really struggling.
Okay.
If somebody is into medicine and is struggling, you will kill people.
True. Yeah.
Sometimes you wonder why teachers beat some teachers beat people just like that. What is doing any job? So the little just pounds on you. Yeah. So money can be a limitation. The what society is talking about. Sometimes you think about yourself. Then maybe the training. You feel that you are too old. Sometimes we feel that you are too old to get into where you want to get to. So age could be a limitation. Yeah. So these are just some of the areas.
Okay, cool.
Some age could be a limitation. It depends on where you want to get to.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've seen people who were very old before they got into their, let me say, interest area, over 50, over 60.
I see.
Somebody wanted to be a lawyer. I've seen a lawyer who attained that, let's say, law degree at the age of 70.
Whoa,
I was
amazing.
shocked. Yeah, because that was his passion. He wanted to be a lawyer. So he tried to do everything, move on in the path, and steady, gradual. Even though the person had retired, is officially 60, he still got to that point that he became a lawyer.
That is a fulfillment.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it could be a limitation, but it depends on you, the individual. Age could be a limitation, but it depends on your individual. So age, family, maybe money, training, because you may not be able to get the money to get the needed training. Money could be a limitation. The negative influence could also be a limitation. But all depends on you. I must move. I must go on. Wow. This is what I want to achieve. I must get there one day.
Okay. So it all boils down to us and we as individuals. We are done with our questions, but then I'd like you to talk about your book a little so that... Whoa, we just got a question from someone. Okay, what should one do to advance his or her career? What should one do to advance his or her career?
Advance? Okay,
yeah,
advance. Career progression.
Yes,
yeah.
career.
It depends on the particular area that you are. I'm in a technical school. Let me talk a little about the technical side.
Okay, instance.
Sure. we after the BEC, you get into a technical institute. You study, let's say, electrical. You want to become an electrical engineer. You move after your exams, the NAP test or certificate 2, you move to the technical university. You can still specialize in any area of electrical that you want to move into. Then gradually you can become a chartered engineer or whatever.
Okay.
So for you to progress, education is very important.
Okay.
At least if you have not got that much money to, maybe you are doing something now, at least start from somewhere.
Okay.
Gradually.
You get it.
It is not wrong. Maybe you have completed SHS and you realize you are in the wrong place. You can gather. You want to do technical. There's nothing wrong. You coming back to study. These days there are private tuitions.
Yeah.
We go to school. Some go in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening. Even weekends.
Yeah.
You can have a private teacher if you want to. We have private examination, apart from the WAEC or the NOBDEC. So when you study privately, you give yourself some time. You write the exams, then you progress in that area. You specialize.
Okay.
You can even charter. You can write international exams. Gradually, you can progress.
Okay. Okay. So education is important when it comes to career progression.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I wanted you to talk about your book before the question came in. So you have a book, Discovering Your Career. What inspired you to have that book? Because, Discovering Your Career as a title. I honestly loved it when I read the book. But then I felt like I was almost in every scene and every second of the book. I'm like, oh. But what inspired you to write the book? Like, just talk about your book.
Well, what inspired me when I was posted to school as a counselor, first term, second term, people come, say, I want to change my course. So I was wondering, why? What happened? And you've chosen something. After first term, you want to change. So I began finding out. Interacting with the people, I realized there was a problem somewhere, right from the JHS. They didn't know what they were about. Teachers chose for them. Parents influenced them. Friends influenced them. So they just chose. But when they got into the real thing, that is where the challenges began happening. Unfortunately, some do not even identify. They identify it at the university. Yeah. So trying to find out why people want to change their courses. Then I said, no, let me find out why. What can I do to help? What can I do? So having career programs and some of the questions that people began asking, what can I do to get into this area? What can I do? So I decided to put some things together, research and just put the things together. Some of the things that I've been talking about, put them together into a book because I was talking on pieces. So now put them together. So Discovering Your Career. And I believe that by the time you finish reading it, you'll be able to get whatever thing. Even if you have gotten to a point you are confused, you can come back and start. There's still a way out.
Sure. You even backed them with Bible quotations from I think the last part of the book. There were Bible quotations. I was like, wow, amazing.
I backed them with the Bible quotations for you to know that God is interested in our career.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 8. It says, it is the Lord who gives us the ability to make wealth.
Okay.
So the abilities that we have, our singing, our writing, our dancing, our investigations, and our whatever. As you grow them, as you develop them, you get money out of it. When I understood that, in fact, that particular scripture is what inspired me. One of the things that inspired me, because I was thinking, what can I do? What apart from the teaching? I realized I was writing short articles, pasted them on board, notice board. I was excited, so I realized, no, this is an area that I can also grow. So let me work on it. So I began, like the question the guy asked, I began attending seminars on writing.
Okay.
How to publish a book. And let me say, thanks to Print Innovation.
Okay.
There was a seminar I decided to go to find out. I was so eager. What can I do to also write a book? Then I had the insight and came out with this. So all is to help people who have lost their way in their career, some who are finding out what they can do to get their lives fulfilled. That's what inspired me.
Nice. Mensayal says deep revelation. So since that inspired you to write a book, do you have any plans for any book? Should we expect any other book coming up recently? Because I'm all eager.
Very soon.
Very
It's
soon.
in the pipeline.
Oh, okay. And okay, where can we get your book to purchase?
Currently, you can get them at Print Innovation. They are, let me say, the press. They have a bookshop.
Okay.
They are at Asalam Down.
Asalam Down. Okay.
Asalam Down behind the Bank of Africa. You can also get them at the Scripture Union office, Tema.
Okay.
Tema office. Tema Scripture Union office is at Community 8.
Okay.
Adjacent Lighthouse International Chapel.
Okay.
Community 8.
Tema
Community 8,
Community
just
8.
by the market zone, Scripture Union office.
Okay.
Or maybe you can WhatsApp me. I can
Okay.
do some delivery.
Okay, sure.
Delivery.
You can leave a number, a contact number. You can mention your contact number, or a contact number that could be for delivery.
Yeah, 020
020
88 29 209.
020
88 29 209.
Okay.
Yeah.
020
we can deliver them to you wherever you are in school.
Okay.
Even international, I've had the opportunity of sending it to some people outside the country.
Oh yeah, so you do shipping and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did it for some people who requested for it. I was shocked.
nice. Oh, nice. Please repeat the number for some of our listeners who didn't hear. 020
88
88
29
29
209
209 020 88 29 209. Gotcha. I got it. Okay. So we are drawing the curtains to for today's episode, and I can't believe it's already almost over. But we have no questions from our listeners, so I would like us to end today's episode. Apart from the number, do you have any social media handles you'd like to talk about, probably where people can get you? And would it be okay for people who would want to know their career path? Would it be okay to probably message you on your social media handles so you help them out with one or two things?
Currently, it's only Facebook.
It's only Facebook.
Yeah, I'm working on my YouTube and not yet complete.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to go through. Let me do it well. But
Okay.
Facebook is the same name, Seth Annorson.
Oh, okay, Seth Annorson. The Seth is SETH ADUO. ADU. Annorson is ANNORSON.
Yeah.
Got it correct.
Yeah, Seth Annorson.
Seth Annorson.
Facebook. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Mr. Seth Annorson, for making it a point and the time to be here for us. We're very grateful. Your friend is in car. 100 our call.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You 100 our call for you. And then thank you very much. I'd like to thank our listeners too for tuning in for today's episode. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. So without much to say,
can I also say thank you to some people?
Oh, sure. I should have. Oh, gosh.
Let me say thank you to I tag my wife and children. I'm sure they are listening.
Oh.
Then Omega Community Church.
Oh, yeah.
Then my tech staff. And students, students past and present, because some of the names coming up they ring a bell. Some past students, and Madam Gifty, Tema West counselor.
Oh, okay.
Let me say, even though I was a counselor, let me say she encouraged me, go ahead, do it, you can do it. So she took me to career programs, and it really helped me a lot, Madam Gifty. And Ashama Education Office to have some people there who also encourage me, they pull me along when they are going. Madam Doris, the girl child coordinator. Nice. Madam Lydia Bozo, that's the guidance and counseling coordinator. Mr. Beve, yeah, the La Contanai too. Wow.
La Contanai, I think that's Medina. Yeah.
There's also another powerful team there, Madam Sandra. She also pulls me along. Let's go, help me do some career, talk to the GHS students. I cannot forget this woman. She keeps encouraging me. She's now in the head office, Madam Appiah-Kusi. She used to be the Ashaman Municipal Education Director. She also spotted me and said, wow, gentlemen, you can do it. So thank you very much, Omega Community Church, and all my friends and loved ones. I'm grateful to Peny FM too for this opportunity.
Oh, Peny Radio, PenyGH.
Peny Radio. Okay.
Yeah, we are still in the process of becoming an FM, but then until then, we are still PenyGH Radio, and whichever way it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thank God.
Yeah, so thank you very much for coming, and then without much ado, I'll end this episode. Bye, listeners. Bye to you. And don't forget to make a date next week, 6 o'clock p.m. here, PenyGH, for another episode of Tell Me About It with me, Esi K. Gracias, kamsahamnida. Thank you.